Hello,
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
So let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How is the weather in Germany right now?
It was hot until yesterday, but today, at least in Munich, the weather was it's really good. It feels like monsoon. Yeah, so today it's a bit raining and it's a bit cold. So yeah, so it's pleasant actually today. And how's the weather in your place?
It's really good. It's like monsoon here, so it like rains almost every time.
Oh, that's nice. Are you from the Maharashtra region or?
No, I'm from West Bengal.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So weather is like very moderate here.
Ah, okay. Generally, the West Bengal is generally comparatively hot because I also from Tripura, so
That's great. That's great. So let's begin like people are joining. And so before like we actually go into our topic, like we all would like really love to know about you and like how you came to Germany and like what's your journey
yeah,
so far.
sure. Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Shramana Das, and I came to Germany in 2021 March. So before that, I was in India and worked for almost like 4 years in IT. And yeah, after that, I actually my husband, and that time he was my boyfriend, actually encouraged me a lot for my master's since 2017. So in 2020, I finally thought that I should give it a shot, and I started preparing for it, and in 2019 I got married, and in 2020 I started getting admits for all the universities. And you all know that COVID hits, and I started with TUM, Technical University Munich, in MSc Management in 2020 itself. But after the visa and the stuffs, I came in my second semester to Munich to start my courses online offline. So yeah, that's the way I came here to Germany.
So like how was the like process like when you like started preparing for this university thing? Like it was like 6 to 7 months before.
Okay, so it's basically I came in the winter semester, so I my course starts from 2020 September or October, and I started it around like 2019 October, November. I would say I started it pretty fast because I also applied for the dad scholarship and the stuff. But it's really great. At least you start 5 to 6 months before from the course or from the summer term or from the winter term in which you are planning to come. So at least start preparing yourself 5 to 6 months before, so you have all your documents, letter of motivation, letter of recommendation, all your documents ready.
So like for summer semester to 2023, so we should like start preparing from now, the students like who wish to study.
Yeah, that would be really great. At least start researching, because it would really take a lot of time to research like which subjects you want to study actually, and what are the university requirements. Are you suiting there? Are you fit for that university or not? Make a list. The first thing that you have to do is that make an Excel sheet with all the universities you want to join, and then see their requirements, write the requirements in that Excel sheet, and see what are the documents you require and whether you have it. If you don't have it, go collect it from your degree colleges and like start doing it, because there's all take at least the research of your universities takes, I think, pretty good 1 to 2 months. Yeah.
So like would you suggest like some of the criterias on which like we should select or shortlist our universities? Like what we should think like before shortlisting university?
Yeah, so according to me, is that if you are a bachelor student and you have no work experience, so it would be really great if you study something that is related to your bachelor's degree, because you don't have any work experience, you cannot go just out of the topic. But if you have a work experience, then you have like choice whether you want to go something related to your work experience or you want to go something related to your bachelor's. Like for me, I had done my electrical engineering in my bachelor's, and after that I worked for IT. So I thought that I had two options in my mind. So when I was choosing my subjects or choosing for my master's program, I was mainly looking for sustainable resource management or MBA or like MIM degrees. But one more criteria that I was having is that I want free courses. So, except TUM and some of the UK universities, all the programs I applied was for sustainable resource management or renewable energy management, this type. So, because this was more related to my bachelor. So, if you have work experience, you have two options: either go with something that is related to your work experience, you can go with IT, data analytics, informatics, or whatever you have your work experience, or you can go with your bachelor's subjects as well. So whatever that interests you would be better, but there should be some relation.
Okay. So, like apart from like studying, you are also like doing a full-time IT analyst job in Germany. So,
Yeah,
how did you find that? And it's not a hectic thing for like you to manage the study and work. So, like how you managed?
yeah. Okay, so when I came here, first of all, I have some work experience that gives me an edge, but it's not that only that is because if somebody doesn't have an experience, still you will get a job here. So when I came here, before that only, I started applying for the working student, like the part-time positions from India itself. So you need a very good CV for that. You need a good cover letter. And I started applying via LinkedIn, Indeed, Stepstone. Although LinkedIn was my Bible, uh, so after I reached to Germany, I got my first working student in a month. So I worked there for almost like 6, 7 months. And then, and you know, like in Germany, connections is really good. Like you need to really make good professional connections. So I was in a business trip in Frankfurt in my company, and I had a talk with a manager of a different team. He had positions, and I need a full-time job at that time. So yeah, we talked, we matched, and he gave me a full-time offer in December 2021, and I started working in that company as well. It is hectic. It's definitely hectic. You have to manage your studies, you have to manage your job, at everything. But I don't think it's impossible because in Germany you can actually accommodate your studies. It's not required that you have to complete your master's in 2 years. It's totally depends on you whether you want to complete it in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. So it totally depends on you. And I also have this advantage that I came in COVID and I had this online classes. If you don't have online classes, you will get everything in your computer. Like they send all the documents and the stuffs in the university platform. So yeah, so that's a good thing, and attendance is not mandatory in public university. So it's definitely hectic, but yeah, you have to manage it. You really need to be disciplined. You have to take your weekends well. You have to study in your weekends, and it will be fine.
That's great. So, would you like suggest some tips like how to make a CV impressive, and like which CV can get you a job, and like how to like create a perfect profile on LinkedIn that will land you a job?
Okay,
So maybe
so for CV, I would say European CV is quite different from Indian CV. So first of all, really need a good professional picture. If you want to make a European CV, it's really good. Just go to the Europass format. You will get an online and just fill up your stuffs or your information over there, and it will generate a automatic European format CV. Or else you can just go and Google like what is the European format, but I would really suggest the Europass is really a good template to start your CV initially for a European format CV. And yeah, you have to write your experiences. Your CV should be one page. It should not be more than one page. Don't put very fancy words in your CV. Don't lie. Don't fake in your CV. Whatever you know, just put there whenever you are applying for any job. Actually correlate your CV with the keywords that are there in the job description. Suppose you know Microsoft Excel, everybody knows Microsoft Excel, but just check that whether in the job position is it MS Excel or Microsoft Excel, and just edit it in your CV, and that will actually match the keywords. Because whenever in the first round your CV gets scanned, it's scanned via a bot, and they actually only matches the keywords that you have in your CV and that have in the JD. And if your score is more than 85 to 90%, your CV gets selected for the first round. And I think that is the first step. You will get an interview call. So yeah, you have to write a CV like that. And after that, for the LinkedIn profile, you really need to fill all your information in your LinkedIn, provide a real good picture, write about you, write about your experiences, your degree, your education. Always post, make connections, make relatable connections, post different things, comments. In this way, your LinkedIn will actually grow. If you want, you can check my LinkedIn profile to get some idea like how you have to make your LinkedIn profile as well. So yeah, I think these are some of the tips I would love to give, and also make a very good cover letter, like where you have to write like why you want to apply for this position, because without a cover letter, none of the CVs is going to accept in any European companies.
So apart from like every other documents, like a statement of purpose is like also like very important document. So like people really like get confused between these documents. So like can you say like what the statement of purpose should actually convey? Like
Okay.
what it should be there?
Yeah. So statement of purpose is definitely very useful for any for applying to any university and for any course. So in the statement of purpose, first of all, just check in your university whether they have any template or whether they want any particular answer from your statement of purpose. If not, then you can write your statement of purpose in your own way, which should first of all contain the motivation. Why do you want to study? And please, guys, don't plagiarize. Like, don't start taking some example from Google, or just check your friend's SOP first and then you will think that you are going to write your SOP. Don't do that, because by unconscious mind also we started copying it. So write your SOP first by yourself, where first of all you have to write why are you motivated to write your like to apply to this university first, second to this program, and then in the second paragraph you can write about your educational background. It also depends. If you have very good marks, put that there, because people wants to see that. If you don't have, don't put it. Just write in which university you studied, what are the different subjects that are related to that particular master's program where you are applying. So put that subjects that are relatable. And then if you have done any internship, if you have published any paper, if you have any prizes, if you have like attended any competitions, like whatever is your golden points, write it over there. And then write why are you interested in this university, and then like what are the things that you like in this university. For that you have to check the program or the modules of that particular course, and see what are the modules you really like. If you like any professor, if you like the work of any professor, if you like any projects of that university, write about it. Because if you're gonna write about these things, then the professor who is going to check your SOP is understanding that okay, you have read, you have done your homework about the university, you have done your homework about this master's program. And please don't write the single SOP for all your programs. Don't do it. Your SOP should be customized according to your programs that you are applying. So I think that's what I did, and yeah, all my SOPs were getting got accepted when I applied. So I think that's what actually I follow. And please give time when you writing your SOP. I think I took pretty good 2 to 3 months to write my first SOP, because it should be really good. Like once you wrote, just give it to your friends to proofread it, to see like what they are telling about it. So I think that's the way you should write your SOP.
That's very informative and I guess useful for students who are watching us. And like, why public universities? Like, what are the advantage that public university has, which like private universities in Germany don't?
First of all, it's a very simple example I would want to give. I think half of our audience are from India. Why we prefer IIT and NIT over any private colleges? Like if we get any IIT, NIT, we will never go into any private colleges. The same condition is here in Germany also. They are funded by government, so it's free. So that is one of the very good thing, that the universities are almost free, although we have to pay like almost 150 euros semester fee, which is like you have to pay in 6 months. It is like hardly 15 to 20,000. And I think if we say that we are paying 15 to 20,000 to come here and study in Germany, I think that doesn't make that much sense. I think it's pretty free only. So yeah, and obviously public university has its own reputation. It has edge over any private universities. That's where I feel the professors are really good. You will get a lot of freedom. You can study for how many years you want. You can choose your subjects. You can actually customize if you have like a module, but after that also you can actually select any subjects you want to study, at least in TUM. Like if I'm from MIM, but if I want to study something related to informatics or anything related to luxury marketing or biology, in that case I can, nobody gonna stop me. So these are something, and along with it also there are lots of job fairs that gonna host in many public universities. So these are some of the things that are really really beneficial in public. I won't say that privates are bad. Privates are also good, because I know many of my friends are studying in private university and they are really working in good companies as well. But it always matters, like and even if you talk about ESCP Berlin, ESMT, these all are private universities, and they are really good in, they have really good management programs. But yeah, like if I compare the return on investment, I would always go for public, because if I have to pay money, I will go to US or UK or Ireland.
So is it true like German like education system is really like students to like pass their exams or something? Like when compared to
Actually,
like
your
other
voice
sectors?
break. Can you repeat your questions? I did not answer. Okay. Hello?
Yeah. So I was
Yeah,
saying like, yeah. So is
yeah.
it true like German education system is a bit strict and like the exams are really very hard to pass? Like people have this notion like they are very strict and these exams are really very hard to pass. So like when we compare with other countries, so is it like really difficult to pass like examinations in Germany?
Mm, I won't say it's very easy, but it's not that hard also that you can't pass. It's that if you just started studying in Germany one night before, it's not gonna help you, because your questions are just not directly coming from the slides or from books that we generally used to have in our Indian education system, where we can just learn whatever we have in our books or in our presentation or whatever professors gave us, and we can just study that and go and give the exam. It's not gonna here happen. So you have to really understand the concepts, because if they're telling you sun rises in the west, then sun rises in the east, sorry, then they're gonna ask you something very different. Like they're not going to ask you about sun only. Maybe they're going to ask you about moon. So so you really need to be very conceptualized. Your concepts really needs to be very clear, and you need to be very disciplined. You need to start studying since the first day of your semester. And I think if you do it, and if you practice, because at least in TUM I know that they really requires in the exams we really require a lot of speed. So like 60 minutes, 60 questions, that's how we got our questions. So yeah, it's tough, but it's not impossible if you put your hard work, and if you are disciplined, give time to studies. I don't think it's a problem. And also if you think that it's overburdening you, just take 2 to 3 subjects every semester. It's not required that you have to take 5 to 6 subjects every semester. It totally depends on your capability or your workload, like how do you want to go forward with your studies. So it's totally fine. But yeah, it's definitely, I would say it's tough, at least according to me, than India. I don't know about other countries, but yeah, as compared to India, it's tough.
Okay, so like one more question I had, like is like public universities are usually free, but there are some exceptions. Like we discussed about it. So can you
Yeah,
like explain it in, like in a brief? Like what
yeah.
are those exceptions?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, there is a state. If I'm not sure, my German is really bad, but there is a state called Baden-Württemberg. So they have, so the universities in that state have a tuition fee of 1,500 euros. So irrespective of public universities, you have to pay 1,500 euros if you are studying in that particular state. Along with it, every public universities have some of the paid courses, like in TUM. Also, all the MBA programs or even the executive MBA programs, they are all paid. So you have to pay around 30,000 euros tuition fees. So yeah, so there are some paid programs in any public universities as well, along with the free courses that already they are offering. So these are some of the exceptions. Yeah.
Also, like when we compare to like India, there are like more specialized courses in Germany. If we see that there are really very detailed and specialized courses in a particular field. So like what are the scopes of these like courses which are like growing nowadays in Germany?
So in
For you.
Germany, actually, every year the courses changes, and they also introduce new courses according to the industry exposure or the industry standards. So if there are demands for such courses, then only there will be this type of different specialized courses in Germany. So yeah, there will be definitely a lot of opportunities for all these courses as well. But it also depends like on your choice of interest. So like if you are into data analytics or if you're in informatics, so there are lots of options. But yeah, it's really great if you are into like particularly into core sectors like automobile or like mechanical, civil, this radiology, cancer biology. So I think if you know German, that will actually broaden up your scope a lot. If you're into entrepreneurial courses, then it will definitely be very helpful if you know Germans. But if you are into courses that are related to IT or management, I think Europe is changing a lot. Germany is changing a lot. So yeah, there are lots of English speaking jobs, and there are lots of opportunities. And not only jobs, there are a lot of research opportunities you will get. Like lots of researchers are going, lots of research are getting funded by German government. So there are lots of scope.
So like one point strike in my mind right now. So like how much a student can earn from like part-time jobs like while they were working and studying both. So how much the average amount they can earn.
Okay. So actually there is a basic minimum wage that in Germany you have to pay. Like any company or anybody have to pay. I think that is around 12 euro. I can be wrong about the exact number, but it's around 12 euro, and it can go up to 20 21 euros. I have my friends who earn around 21 euros as a working student. But like yeah, when I was a working student, I earned around 16 17 euros. So it comes around 13 1400 euros if you are a working student. If you are doing a mini job, then it will be like around I think 500 or 600 euros. But and you are also allowed to work like 20 hours per week maximum, but you can also work less than that, and then you will be getting this money hourly basis. So yeah, so that, and it's pretty survivable money. You get good money. You can actually save money from that, so don't worry about it. Yeah, you will earn a
That's a
lot.
opportunity for students,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So the other thing is like regarding the application process. So I think it's same for private and public, right? And some
Yeah.
universities also involve the uni assist thing. So what is that procedure like whole thing?
Yeah, so first check that whether your university will go via UniAssist or it has its direct online portal. So like for TUM, we have this UniAssist thing, which is basically you have to send all your documents like transcript, and then you have to fill up a form. So they are going to convert your bachelor's grade to the German grade, and they are going to give you a VPD. And after that, they are going to send the VPD along with other documents to the university. So it can be a hard copy as well and a soft copy as well. But I think nowadays a lot of universities has changed their thing, and maximum of the universities I know is going to apply via directly via their own websites. But yeah, I think TUM, RTIAHA, Cologne, University of Cologne, they are still doing it via UniAssist. So please be sure when you are applying via UniAssist, just put all your documents correctly. Do it as early as possible, because sometimes UniSs do take time to get back with the GPA and the stuff.
So this information that we can easily find on the course's website for the particular university.
Yeah. So if you need to apply via UniSs, then it will be already mentioned in the university website that yeah, the application should be done via UniAssist.
So like international students, like when they go to Germany, they have to do their work as well and then the study and everything. So how do they organize things, like apart from the work and everything? It's really get messed up. So like how we organize things. If you can give or share some tips like on how you organize things.
You mean except job and study, how we gonna manage our
Yeah.
social life or stuff? Okay. So frankly, it depends on your priorities. Like for me, initially my priority was getting a working student job. So I stopped my social life for few months. Actually, when I came to Germany, I got typhoid and I was admitted to hospital. So even in hospital, it was my target that I used to apply at least 50 applications a day, so that because in Germany rejections are very common, you are gonna get rejections at least initially when you started applying, because you don't know like properly how to write a CV, how to do a cover letter and stuff. So you're gonna get rejections. So you don't need to be demotivated about it. So after that, when I got my first working student, I'm like, okay, now I'm settled, and then I have to focus on my working student and then my studies. And then if I get time, I used to get talk with my friends, maybe do a social outing in once or twice a week, maybe if I want to. But I'm not a very social person. That I'm not a person who like wants to go to or hang out with friends every day or every weekend. I'm fine to be alone. So it's fine for me. But yeah, if you love to be around people, then I think you really need to manage and you have to prioritize your thing, because I have to manage my YouTube, I have to manage my Instagram, I am doing a full-time job, I am married, I have to cook. Because here you don't have a maid, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to do everything by your own. So after that, personally, I don't really get that much time to go along with friends and chill. But yeah, still, I would make sure that I will meet my friends once or twice in a month or thrice in a month. But it's I one tip that I would love to give is that always make a to-do list. Like every day or every night, just make a to-do list for the next day, like what you have to do and what you not have to do, like what is your things that you have to do today, what you have to study in the work, what you have to do, whatever you have, like just write it, and next day just fulfill them. You will feel more productive, and this way I think you can actually manage your time well. But yeah, I think that's how I do. But I remember one of my friend told me in my second or third semester that Shramana, we don't see you in any of the parties, because I was so busy getting my full time job and putting applications and stuff. I really don't have time, but I don't ever feel that I missed out on something. It totally depends on your priorities. But I think, yeah, making a to do list and stuff really helps you.
Okay, so we got one questions like what are the timings for college and part work?
Okay. So actually, in Germany, you don't have a particular time like in the morning 9 to 12 you will be having a college. No, it's not like that. You will get your schedule. So it may happen that you have 3, 4 classes on Monday and you don't have a single class on Tuesday. So it totally depends like how your college is going to put you in the schedules, and it also depends how many subjects you are taking. So it totally depends. And also sometimes we have classes at 8 p.m. also. So yeah, I cannot say exactly like what is the schedule.
One person has asked like what is the scope of marketing in Germany?
Oh yeah, I saw Sakshi has asked. Hello, Sakshi. So there are lots of scopes in marketing, lots of scope right now. I think there are lots of English speaking scopes in marketing also. So if you want, you can come here, study here in marketing, do a marketing specialization, or if you want, you can just do a normal management specialization. And there are lots of jobs. So yeah, you are definitely welcome. There are lots of scope.
So when it comes to city, like according to you, which city is best for students?
See, that totally depends on your priorities. But I feel it's privileged if you stay in a bigger city, may it be Berlin, it's Munich, it's Frankfurt, it's Stuttgart, because lots of big companies are there and you will get lots of exposure. It's not a problem if you stay in a small city as well, but then it's you need to learn German, because smaller the city, the German influence will be more. In bigger cities, there will be more international exposure. You will be more comfortable talking in English. There will be more international people. And regarding jobs, also, I think there will be more opportunities.
Okay, so like regarding transportation, like transportation in Germany is really a problem for like newcomers that who are like coming to Germany, or it's like easy and very normal.
You will be a bit you need to used to with it because there are lots of rules like of crossing the road, and you have to take the train, you have to take bus and tram. So initially maybe we'll find a bit problem, but here the public transportation is really good. Like you have trains, trams, buses to go everywhere. You don't need your private vehicle, so it's really great. And I think it hardly takes 7 days to understand all these rules and you'll be fine. So don't worry, it's not a big problem.
So any final tips that you want to give our viewers, like who are coming to Germany or like who are really afraid to come to Germany because of the changes that they will go through? So
Actually,
any
don't worry about it because if you don't have any struggle in your life, then you're not gonna grow. So if you are in your comfort zone, then just come out of it. And if you are planning to do your masters in Germany, or if you are planning to get a direct job from India, definitely you should try. But put your hard work. Everything needs a hard work. Plan early. Start if you are planning to come to masters. Start from today itself. Do your research, understand your capacity, understand what score you have. Can you get a public university with that score? What's your dream universities? Like everything. So yeah, I think if you are planning for your masters or if you're planning to get a job, plan it from today and work on it from today itself. So I think that is the only tip I can give. And just don't worry, Germany is really welcoming. So this myths about Germany is all wrong. It's really good.
thank you, Shravanna, for such an informative and insightful session. So maybe anyone who has like any questions related to public universities in Germany, they can DM at the rate Bong in Germany, Shravanna's Insta ID, or they can also contact us. We also provide some consultancy services who wants to study in Germany. So feel free to comment and DMs if you have any queries, and we will meet soon. Thank you so
Yep.
much, Shravanna,
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah. And yeah, please DM, comment anywhere you want to. We are always here to help. Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you, Tejal. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.